Hey y'all, today I'm Gammon, and today I'm going to be reading episode 1 of Astra Lost in Space. And I gotta say, this anime took me by surprise because I didn't think this anime was going to be that captivating because I guess going in by the key visual, I thought we were going to get a comfy looking anime. But then that first sequence in the first episode was all I needed to grab my attention like that. Because any anime that starts out with a character low on oxygen in a situation where they're endlessly in space that could possibly die is enough to attract my damn attention. So, gotta give props to this episode. It knows how to grab your attention in the first sequence. And then afterwards, I like how it flashes back towards a few moments before that where it introduces that character that was in danger, which is a girl called Adia Spring, who's a sweet girl, who's got a positive attitude, likes to be friendly with a lot of people, and is also the type to be kind of clumsy and all of that. And I like how you kind of get that established throughout the episode, how she easily trips on things, and then how she says a bit more than she should actually say, like when they asked her for just the name, she gives off her life story. And it was hilarious because during my live reaction, I was like, they only asked her for the life story. And then the character's like, we didn't ask you for your last story. And I was like, damn. It's like the writing staff can read my mind. But I mean that in a good way. So it just makes the writing have that much more of an impact. To have a character that you can really root for. And then seeing her become friends with people like Kanata was nice. And then I like the other character, Kanata, who's a guy that's kind of got like a rough backstory because he had a sensei that he really cared about until he ended up in a situation where the sensei pretty much died to save the life of another student, and it really affected Kanata a lot because later on in the episode, when the odds of him saving Arias are low, he still risks his life to do it, even though there was grand danger to himself, because you could see from his facial expressions that he doesn't want to go through that again. And I like how the animators, they didn't have a fucking monologue of Kanata saying, I need to save Arias. No, you just get a quick flashback of when his sensei died, and then boom, he goes into action and saves her. And that's what I like about this episode. The writing staff actually has respect for their audience, and they don't treat their audience like dumbasses that needs to have their hand held. And I love that when anime can do that, when they actually has faith in the audience. I wish more anime actually did that. Based on light novels. Not saying all animes based on light novels do that, but a good amount of them do. I like how this anime, and even animes based on manga too, are guilty of that sometimes. And I like how this anime doesn't fall into those trappings. That's also what makes the script really good. And then aside from that, you get introduced to the other characters and I have it here, like Koitere and Funisia, and they have pretty nice impressions too, because, I'm sorry if I butcher their names, they're hard to pronounce. Koitere is a character. I also like how she's introduced. She wasn't quite friendly with Arias at the start, but then when they're going through more life and death situations, then she truly does in a way become friends with Arias after Arias gets saved. And simultaneously, I like how it uses Funisia to try to kill the tension off a little bit between the crew members, because she talks nicely to this other crew member that didn't want to talk to the other crew members, and that was actually another well done sequence too. And I like that you get to see character bonding through either comedic sequences or dramatic sequences. And again, that's what made all these characters interesting. And then there's Zack, who's not a natural born leader like Kanata is, but he's intelligent, he's smart, and through a situation where there's adversity, you can see his mind go 100 miles per hour, because he was already thinking of food supplies and all that. He was also the one that helped think of the plan to have everyone hold each other's hands so that they can also rescue Kanata and Arias when they were a bit off of going to the ship that they were transported that they were trying to go towards, because the situation here was they were transported by this orb into like a way long ass distance, and they were in a dangerous situation where they all got out of it for now peachy fine. And I like how it was Zach that came up with that plan. It's showing a lot of the members of this anime helping each other out, and I like that. Really makes the episode really stand out, and that's what I thought from a character standpoint. It was great. From a story standpoint, it was great, because aside from getting all these interesting sequences, you have a goal established. Their goal is pretty much to try to make their food supplies last for 3 days, because the ship can travel by light years, but only has a supply for a certain amount of light years travel. So they're first going to travel for 3 days, then stock up on food and water from a inhabitable planet, and then do that at the very least a total of 5 times, so that they can go back to the original planet. And I like that, because now at the very least, well, their characters are striving towards something, and it could really set off the anime towards a lot of routes, because it could either go the route of making the planets dangerous, or it could go the route of making the planets not so dangerous, but it could probably lead to comedic sequences where we can maybe get some bonding for the characters. And because there was like a character with glasses that was kind of shy. For all we know, maybe if the planets aren't dangerous, maybe she can become less shy. Maybe the guy that was moody can become less moody. And for all we know, instead of relying on the danger element, it can just go for a slice of life in space element, where you get to see character growth too. So that's what I also like about this episode. It opens itself towards any route, and it would be extremely satisfying. And that's also what makes this episode great, because honestly, I know this is based off of manga, but unless you've read the manga, I haven't read it, you can't really see where this is going. And that's what I also loved. As for the art animation, beautiful. It went above the Call of Duty, especially the CG animation. It was actually glorious too, and well rendered. And the hand-drawn animation was beautiful too. Soundtrack got me hella tense, especially during the live reaction. A lot of first episodes don't make me feel that tense for the characters, but this one did. And the sound helped contribute to that. Voice performances were phenomenal. Honestly, taking all these factors into consideration, I'm going to rate this episode instantly a 9 out of fucking 10. That's how great this stuff was. And do I recommend any of y'all to check this out? Fuck yes! Check it out. This is by far the best anime I have seen this season. By far. It was that good. Wow. And if it keeps it up, who knows? This could actually be the best anime, at least of the year I have seen so far. That's how strong the first episode was. So anyways, guys and gals, these are my thoughts on this episode. Comment down your thoughts in the comments section below on how you felt about the episode. Be sure to rate the video, subscribe, share it. Because since there's quite a bit of animes I'm liking this season, and since I have time constraints, I might choose to react and review to the series that has the most success due to time reasons. But for Astra in Space, you know what? Lost in Space, I might actually review all these episodes and react to them, despite that. But share it anyway, because this season is looking pretty fucking good. So anyways, guys and gals, thank you so much for watching. Have a great and safe day, and I'll see you guys later if you subscribe for more. Alright, bye-bye, everyone.